Today we're going to look at custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. We're going to start off with the Sheriff's Star. Alright, it's a 2-mana equipment. Whenever an opponent breaks the law, create a treasure token. What is that even supposed to mean? Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and blocking it is against the law. Alright, equip for 1. Equipped creature gets oh, I see. So you can't, it's unblockable. And if you try to block it, that's illegal. That's against the law. I'm guessing this is actually a neat play on like the game itself because people break the rules all the time, like pretty consistently. Like they do something that's illegal, that's illegal, that's illegal. So if you do something illegal, then it will trigger the Sheriff's Star. I don't know if that's like breaking the fourth wall of, you know, legality in Magic the Gathering. How do you break the law? You do something illegal. That's how you do it. Anyway, it's an interesting card. I don't know if this is like real, but I guess with a judge around, I guess it could be. Anyway. All right, so I'll give it a pass. I think that would be interesting that there's not, you can punish people for like basically breaking the rules and have to do takebacks and stuff like that. Fortune Teller's Parlor. It's a land. Sweet. Glimpse. It's a land with an adventure on it. That's pretty sick. I guess that's like the dual-sided lands. Okay, so glimpse your fate. Black, blue, scry 2, then draw a card. You lose 1 life. Not bad. Fortune Teller's Parlor enters the battlefield tapped unless it entered the battlefield from exile. How do you do that, though? Bring it from exile? Can you, like, put this into... Oh! I get it. So if you play Glimpse Your Fate, it becomes an adventure. Sorry, if you play the thing as an adventure, yeah, and then you get the second half from exile. Oh, that's pretty neat. That's great. That is good. That's good card design. Then it's also quite original. Yeah, adventure exiles it. That's right. That's how it works. Oh, this is a great idea. Now that's how we get dual lands back into the game. Just make them, they come into play tapped, but you give them an adventure, and if they come into play from an adventure, then they come into play untapped. 8 effing bears! Green, green, 8 generic for a 16/16. Does that math check out? We got a 2/2 grizzly bear times how? 8? That equals 16. Yep, that math checks out. It's got trample. They're all clogging the road here. And I thought 1 bear was a lot of bears. Urza probably. Anyway, so this is... I mean, it's doable. Does it Zyber? Does it danger? No, but it's doable. It's a doable card. I mean, it's literally 8 bears plus trample. The trample isn't really flavorful. None of the grizzly bears have trample. Not that I know of. All right, let's go to some super chats. We've got Abe, Darksteel, Enduring Field, as usual. If you super chat, if you post on Custom Magic, your own card, and you super chat, contribute to the show, I will look it up. You have to give me the post name, though. Where am I? I'm lost. I don't want to create a post. I want to look. There we go. Darksteel, Enduring Field. Give me the name of the post. I'll look it up, and it's going to be part of the show. It is as advertised. It is an artifact land. Abe, it's indestructible, which could be dangerous. Pay 5. It adds mana. Pay 5. Tap. Put a Darksteel counter on target artifact you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Artifacts with Darksteel counters are indestructible. Totally fine card. I don't know. Is this? I do not see this as broken at all. It is like, what's it called? It reminds me of Oblivion Stone in some sense. Because when you sack the Oblivion Stone, you blow everything up, and anything with a fate counter on it didn't die. I like this. Darksteel, the Enduring Field. Slowly spreading the indestructible. Sharing the indestructible all around. It said it's only target artifact you control. Why can't it be something else? It could be like, why can't we give this to somebody else's artifact that you need to keep onto the battlefield? 5 is kind of fair for... I know. It is kind of fair. Snap Pass. Very doable. All right, back to the freebie section. Decomplicate. It's supposed to be... Isn't that supposed to be simple? The opposite of complicate. We got black, blue, instant. Trojan. Each opponent discards a card at random. Activate if this spell is countered? Oh, so if you counter the spell, everyone has to discard a card. That's an interesting deterrent to the counter spells. We now have Trojan to the counter spells. Destroy target creature with an ability. That is so weird. Anyways, it's hard pass. Nothing wrong with this thing at all. Is this what's with the N? Is that a Nitpicking Nerds logo? This come from the Nitpicking Nerds show? Cool mechanic. Finally, yeah. As if we don't need more hate against the counter spells. As if making things uncounterable or instant speed was bad enough. We need to now have Trojan. Because sack something, and it's like, hold on, each opponent. So if I counter it, everyone else gets screwed. It's like I counter Billy's card, Bob and Sarah's like, oh, you really had to do that, Nikachu. Now I gotta lose something as well. Anyway, that's a black ability usually. Well, it's a black card. There it is. It's very, very flavorful. All right, next super chat, reanimating salts. Is that a creature land, Islarf? The salts. No, it's an enchantment. All right, we got Abzan 2 generic enchantment. If an effect would return one or more creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, you may pay a black. If you do, return them to the battlefield instead. Didn't we see this card before? If an effect would return one or more creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, you can pay a black. I mean, it's interesting. I can't remember what was the problem last time. It's doable. I think for 5 mana for this effect, it's fine. And then and also you have to fill your deck with all those sort of garbage cards that brings creatures from your graveyard to your hand, which is like in a vacuum pretty poor, but with reanimating salts, very, very good. So I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't endangered enough. If it was, I can't remember. I think last time maybe it was super expensive, so I knew it could be more aggressive. This looks fine. This looks great. All right, next freebie section. What is this? Some Halloween I'm not gonna touch that. Not on stream. Spirit Shell. All right, we got a blue-white 0/4 Spirit Crab. Whenever a red creature deals non-combat damage to a player, that player may gain 2 life and scry 2. What is this? Some sort of anti-burn stuff? Whenever it has to be red creature deals non-combat damage. What? To a player. This sounds awfully specific. Like someone died one too many times to a gutter snipe. Gutter snipe is like that creature you play an instant or sorcery and like you ping people, right? Ship for crab. Yeah, very specific hate. Very doable. Not a particular. I would never play this card, but yeah, also balanced. I guess so. You may gain 2 life and scry 2. Oh, it is anti. So if you do get hit by the gutter snipe, you do gain the 2 life. This person absolutely hates gutter snipe or Eidolon. That's right. Yeah, vote deeply. If you vote deeply, you'll vote for the Spirit Shell. Spirit Shell would vote for deeply. Fire! Hey, Nikachu, hope you're doing well. The first card, which implies you're going to have a lot more, is Avadina, who lures to doom. We got black, blue, 3 generic, 2, 3. Vampire Merfolk! This is amazing. As long as Avadina, who lures to doom, is on the battlefield, it has all abilities of all Merfolk cards in your graveyard. That is bizarre, but okay. No ETBs, though. Whenever one or more creatures attack you, you may exile a Merfolk card from your graveyard. When you do, remove target attacking creature from combat. That is insane! So basically, I can basically remove creatures from my graveyard to prevent you from dealing damage to me. It's a vampire merfolk? How bizarre. Anyway, it's doable. Very doable. I like it. I don't know if I would actually play it. It's 5 mana. But it would look like it would make for a very good commander. She's a siren. Yeah, the evil merfolk. They're sirens. Except it's not a siren. It's literally a vampire merfolk. Alright, freebie section. We got the Midnight Cackle. Isn't that supposed to be like a jackal? Oh, it is a hyena. Hyena army. Red, black, 1 generic for a 1/1 with trample. Sacrifice a non-token creature, amass X, where X is the sacked creature's power. What? Sacrifice a non-token creature, then you can just amass it? Yeah, it's doable. I guess? Is this like busted? So basically you sack any creature and you just get the creature back in amassed form. Great sack outlet. I don't understand the trample part of it. That is a little bit weird. Very nice print. A group of hyenas is called a cackle. Ah. So a group of hyenas are 1/1? That's pathetic. They have no chance versus 8 effing bears. Amass what though? Oh, that's a good... Amass X, where X is the sack creature's power. But X counters on an army. I guess it's just an army. If you don't control... Oh, they... I guess it's zombies. For one reason or another. It's an army by itself. I'm an army of 1, damn it. An army of 1. Smelly Squid. Attempt at animate dead type of effect for exiled cards. That is a very long name. Attempt at animate dead. Hopefully is good enough. Paying a little extra because it's a bit long. Oh, good God. Oh! What kind of what nonsense is this? You made a novel here. We used to disqualify cards for being like, there's a point where if the font gets too small, you're doing something wrong. Okay, anyway, this is a weird aura. Look, it's a paintbrush going across the globe for an Orzhov hybrid. Enchant exiled card. This is already getting strange. When grounded, enters the battlefield. If it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant exiled card and gains enchant card put into the graveyard with grounding. Place enchanted card in its owner's graveyard and attach grounding to it. When grounding leaves the battlefield, that card's controller exiles it. What the hell did I even just read? And if enchanted card would leave the graveyard while grounding is attached to it due to something other than an ability of grounding, sacrifice grounding, then investigate. Why are we even investigating? Dem says, like, this is a 1-card win condition. I'll just concede if this does anything. Yeah, when reading the card explains the card, but doesn't really. Does it? If it's on the battlefield, which it should be, that's redundant. It loses enchant exiled card and gains enchant card put into the graveyard with grounding. I don't get it. It loses enchant exiled. Oh, hold on. So you can enchant an exiled card, but it has to enchant an exiled card. Okay, so hold on. You enchant an exiled card. I guess it comes back. Place enchanted card. I'm trying to figure out how it gets onto the battlefield. If enchanted card would leave the graveyard while grounding is attached to it due to something. This makes no sense to me. The idea is to put things into your graveyard, but they have to stay in the graveyard. Just nope. Doesn't that break the rules? We can't enchant or equip stuff in a graveyard in exile, please. Just no, we can't. We can enchant anywhere we want. All right. I think it brings an exiled card into graveyard, which at that point I think it brings an exiled card into the graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant exiled card and gains enchant card put into the graveyard with grounding. I don't understand what this card is trying to do. It brings exiled cards into the graveyard. Does it? I don't know. It should just be like when enchanted card when enchanted card gets enchanted, put it into the graveyard and gains enchanted card put into the graveyard with grounding. Place enchanted card in its owner's graveyard and attach grounding to it. Oh, it's just so word salad. Okay, now I get it. You guys somehow figured it out, but I couldn't. Then when it leaves the battlefield, the card's controller exiles it. Then we're gonna lose grounding. Enchanted card would leave the graveyard while grounding is attached to it. Like, I think it just has too many words. This is so unclean. Okay, I get the idea, but no. You have this is almost the exact text. Is it? Is it? I doubt it. I challenge you on that one. Anime Dead is actually way clearer. Enchant creature card in a graveyard, not in exile. And then when Anime Dead enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant creature card in a graveyard and gains enchant creature put onto the battlefield with Anime Dead. Oh, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is just as convoluted. Return enchant creature card to the battlefield under your control. Okay, maybe we give it a pass. I think this is really convoluted. This is really... I don't even know why it says enchant exiled card. So we're bringing cards from exile back into the graveyard for some reason. Yeah, people are just guessing the ability at this point. Alright, let's go back to the freebie section. I give you a pass because I admit Anime Dead is the same. It's just as stupid. Redco is just like, wait! This is just pulled from eternity. Radiation, 1 black, enchantment. All creatures have decayed. Whoa! That is wild. So it's like, what, you have to attack and you can't... I can't remember how decayed works. All I remember is you get like 1 shot in attack and then you dead. Or something to that effect. Like if you attack and you're not blocked, sack it at end of turn or some crap like that. That's neat though. And but that probably would be the most broken control card. Every black deck will play this. And like, because they don't even need a creature to win. They could just win with a planeswalker or something, right? Decayed can't block, and if they attack, they sack. That's how it works. Thank you so much, Redco. Smelly Squid, give us clarification. My card just brings exile cards into the graveyard. There was probably a cleaner way to do it, like just an instant or something. Return X cards from your, or return all cards from exile to your graveyard or something. Whatever, I will believe it. Perfect likes. I really like Radiation. That's sounds awful. Way overpowered for 1 mana. I tell you how this card would go down. A control decks would just play it. So that if you're, and it would be such a hoser versus creature decks. Basically, every creature deck is like you attack once and it's dead. That's it. Like creature decks have to be able to get rid of this thing, or they're all smoked. So anyway, I think this is a hard no. This is very, very powerful. It's worse than Periphery Nodes, in my opinion. Worse than Periphery Nodes. Alright, next super chat. We got Spectral Maniac. My first card. Sounds like this is going to be a really long show. Gremory. Death Teller references the necromancy mechanic in Shadowverse. Could be good with Delve strategies. What is Shadowverse? Spectral Maniac loves bringing them anime games or shows into Magic the Gathering. Gremory Death Teller, double black, 1 generic for a 1/3 Demon Wizard. Whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your graveyard, mill that many cards and add that much black mana. This ability triggers only once each turn. So you could delve and then just get all the mana off of that. So it's like you didn't delve at all. Like all delve spells become these massive rituals. This is just broken. You people like this? Zyber? Is this fair? 3 mana, all your delve spells add insane, but you do have to mill. Like you do, or you have to get a bunch of cards in your graveyard. Must suck being a human, seeing as you can't tell the future and all. But don't give up yet, show me some guts. The figurative kind, and I'll take care of the rest. Oh look, some broken anime card. That's right. Shred for weeb. Come on, half of you are weebs out there. And you know it. That's why even Wizards is getting into the anime thing. They're leveraging the weeb culture. Yeah, Hogak loves this. Well, you probably can't play Hogak in a what's it called? Gremory Death Teller commander deck. Helm of the Host and Hogak? Who cares if I'm decked out if I just win turn 3? Anyway, I think this card's broken. I think it's broken. It seems like you mill that many, and you mill, and then you mill after that. So like it's like you don't even lose cards. Okay, this is absolutely, forget this. Get it out of here. Too broken. Must be more mana. A lot more mana, in my opinion. Yes, like with delve cards, you keep milling cards, and which is powerful, and you keep getting mana. Too strong. Too strong in my opinion. Freebie section. Orbital Annihilator. 4 mana artifact. Orbital Annihilator enters the battlefield tapped. A lot of space exploration in the multiverse these days. Pay 4, tap. Name a non-land permanent on the battlefield. Shuffle all non-land perms together and reveal them until you reveal the named permanent. Name a non-land permanent on the battlefield. Shuffle all non-land permanents together. Okay, you have to reveal them until we reveal the name permanent. For each revealed permanent, destroy it unless its controller pays 2. Return all remaining permanents to the battlefield under their owner's control. Shuffle Orbital Annihilator into its owner's library. I have no... Okay, so like... What if you just name a card that's not in your deck? Do you just blow everything up? I think I understand. It's like a janky Navinral's Disc or something. This breaks any creature without haste. Does it? I don't know. Just crazy with sleeves. I can't interpret this card very well. Name a non-land permanent on the battlefield. Shuffle all non-land permanents together. Is that including your opponent's stuff? And reveal them until... Oh, sorry. You have to name something on the battlefield, not from your library. Okay. And then we shuffle everything. So include... But everyone has different sleeves. Okay. Because everyone has different sleeves, this is getting disqualified. While its accuracy leaves something to be desired, it's almost always hits its target. I guess you have to shuffle blind everyone's cards, but some people are gonna have double sleeve cards. I don't know, it's a bit bizarre. I see what they're going here, but this is not a doable card. Although I have to say the Sheriff Star probably also isn't a doable card, but I liked it anyway. Seems like a weird modern version of Chaos Orb. I guess so. I would hate whoever plays this simply because we need to figure out whose cards did what. And what if you guys share the same sleeves? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You just turn the cards face up. What if you guys share the same sleeves and you share the same cards? Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, same arts. Get it out of here. Getting a lot of disqualified cards today. Redco. I can't put... Okay, I'm gonna put of... Sorry, I'm gonna put of the 4 elements. Of the 4 elements, and hopefully that's good enough. Okay, blue, white, green, red. I salute you for not making it Wooburg. You cut it off at some point. Tiefling Monk, it's a 3/4. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, untap target permanent you control. Neat, okay. Fangs of the Fire Snake. For a Gruul tap, EA, or A of the 4 elements deals damage equal to or power to any target. That sounds strong. And you also get to, basically you untap her every turn, right? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, untap target permanent you control, which can be A of the 4 elements. Clench of the North Wind. Sounds like you're holding in a fart or something. Azorius tap. Tap target creature you don't control and put a stun counter on it. Tap target creature you don't control. This is fair. I think, yeah. EA Sports. Orbital Annihilator is okay as an alchemy card. You know what? You're right, Pyro Bob. This Orbital Annihilator looks exactly like an alchemy card. Chaos Orb where you don't have to tear it up. Anyway, I think A of the 4 elements, it's got the thumbs up for me. It looks like a super fair card. Looks actually quite fun. Looks like quite fun. You shoot things, you stun things. You get to do it multiple times a turn. Looks good. And it takes up mana. We need more commanders in those colors. I believe we only have 1, not including partners. Oh, yeah, okay. Need them... No, you have to have 1. This is the Omnath colors, which means you have at least 2 Omnaths. Alright, maybe Omnath is the only one. But there's 2 Omnaths out there. Alright, back to the freebie section. Billy the Kid! Looks like a goat. Naya colors, 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. Create a 0/1 white goat creature token. Or Billy the Kid deals X damage to any creature, where X is the number of goats you control. Or you can sack a goat to draw a card. Whoa! What is that last one? The sack a goat thing might be broken. That's why he's the goat. TM, whatever, whoever TM is. This card, okay, it was super fair until the sack of goat part. That could be broken in half. I kid you not. Oh, is Aragorn also a 4-color one? Alright, so we have millions of Wooburg minus black cards out there. Finally, a goat commander. Yeah, the commander, that's the real goat. All of this is fair, except the sack a goat draw card part. Because if you can make a lot of goats, you could sack a lot of goats. You just sack the goats and draw cards. It's a sack outlet by itself. Doubling Season likes this? Absolutely, Doubling Season will like this. Alright, I think... I'll give it a pass, but like this card could be hardcore broken. Crimson Wolf says it's Zybers. Alright, it's got Crimson Wolf seal of approval. Maskwood Nexus, make all your creatures goats. We're breaking this thing immediately. By the end of it will be broken by the end of the day. But I don't have anything to do with that. Alright, next super chat. We've got Gabrielle. Throne Attendant. For a twist on Commander. Really? Looks like a very bored soldier. White, 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 1 generic, human noble, 3/4 creature, pay X tap. Search for a legendary creature card you own from outside the game with a mana value of X. Reveal it and put it into your command zone. Shouldn't there be 0 cards to find outside the game? Because that's how it is in Commander. You're not allowed to... If I understand correctly, there's no sideboards. You're not allowed to use wishes. Karn the Great Creator is pretty useless. So this card actually ends up being pretty useless. For the rest of the game, that creature is now your commander instead of Throne Attendant, and you may pay mana as if it was mana of any color to cast it from your command zone. Exile Throne Attendant. You know how you'd make this work? Just say search your deck for a card and exchange it for as your commander. I think that would make it, I think that would just clean it, you know? From outside the game, from exile. Well, no, outside the game in Magic the Gathering rules means your sideboard. Up to this point, it's just from the sideboard. This guy cleaned the crap out of Kenrith's throne, that's for sure. But I think you can fix this. I mean, you could rule 0 this thing into existence, but I think it's just clean to just make a random legendary, or you search your library for a legendary creature and put it in the command zone, and then that is your commander for the rest of the game. I didn't know Commander didn't have an outside the game. I've learned that through you guys, basically. Like, why can't you have a wish board? What's going on here? We need a wish board in Commander. Because effectively, that would give some people who play with, like, the Wishes, or Karn the Great Creator, like, access to 15 whole more cards. What happens when the creature dies? It goes to the command zone or the Throne Attendant will. Well, basically, this thing is saying you exile the Throne Attendant, and it's gone, and that new commander is your commander. So if the new commander dies, it goes back to the command zone. I think it's a cool idea, but based on Commander's rules, this actually doesn't work. It would be like the card technically is doable. Like you could play this in Legacy and go get a Oh, actually, that's interesting. Can we force a commander in Legacy now? Because in Legacy, see, we do have wish boards in Legacy. So now we can, like, activate this thing, get a commander to go into the command zone. Because the thing is, in Legacy Modern, we have a command zone, but it's just useless. It's just empty when the game begins. So technically, this card maybe is doable, but it's just useless for Commander. And we'd be able to play it in Modern, for example. We just all of a sudden have a we suddenly have a commander in Modern. Or even Pioneer. That's hilarious. Oh, do companions go to the command zone? I don't know what zone they go to. I don't know, based on the rules. Can you play stuff that refers to commanders in Constructed? Yes, yes you can. But it's just useless, that's all. Nobody plays that stuff because it is stone cold pointless. Alright, moving on to the freebie section. Markina the Reckless. Black, white, red, 2 generic. 5/4 human warrior with haste. When Marcina the Reckless attacks, you may name any creature card. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal the named card. Then put that card into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. It's a tutor. All right, the tutor, it works. Wait a minute, it's when you attack? Oh no, but you could like deck yourself. That is interesting. It's pretty big too. And only when it attacks doesn't need to be blocked. That's okay. Is that a real card? Did someone just post a real card here? I don't know. It looks like, I mean, it does have a real card symbol attached to it. Boring win con. Okay, I can't tell if this is a real card or not, so we'll just move. It does pass though. It does pass. All right. But if you love custom cards, you might also enjoy real cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all the list singles. That list keeps getting bigger as cards get more popular. Thanks to the list. Sensei's Divining Top is reasonably priced. I don't know what the price of Sensei's Divining Top is. Used to be super expensive. But of course, if you want to support the channel, you gotta use coupon code Nikachu to save 5% off all your purchases. And we're also gonna thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Forget custom cards, make your own custom deck. When you have access to the entire library of Magic the Gathering cards, you can build anything you want for any format. And you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_73V when you're renting for MagicTheGatheringOnline.com with Mana Traders. Alright, back to this weird stuff. Back to custom card world. Not in blue, not dangerous. Anyway, is this real? Is this real or not? I can't tell. One person said it's a real card, and now no one says it's a real card. Made just in time for the ad. That's right. That's the best time to show up when I'm going through all our custom ads. Okay, I think we're just doing super chats for the rest of the show today. Crimson Wolf, aloha. Oh, sorry, aloho mura. Aloho mura. See what's going on here. Oh, keys! And I like your choice of beta old background. 1 blue. Look at the top. Look at target player's hand and the top card of their library. Scry 1. Very doable. Honestly, I think it's unplayable. I think you're trying, like, it's close to a worse peak. Actually, it's just worse peak. Peak is instant speed. I looked at their hand and I draw a card. I don't even have to scry it. I just get the card. I don't look at the top card of my opponent. I don't look at the top card of their library though. That's the only difference. It's the only difference here. It's doable. But it is strictly worse than peak. Could be a little bit better. You gotta work on your broken game, Crimson Wolf. Gotta work on that broken game. Merkeus! 4-color Dragon Commanders. Rogrim, Emperor of Filth? Okay, hold on. You have a lot of them here. Let's go look at Rogrim. There we go. The filth. This is the filthy one. He's eating garbage. It looks like AI generator. It looks like a dragon at the dump, and it's literally eating garbage. Don't! There's not a lot of nutrition in that garbage. Okay, it's an elder dragon that's completely lost their mind. 3/5 flyer, exile, and also interesting casting cost of Demir, Selesnya, and 3 generic. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard, draw a card. That's Ivers. Whenever you gain life, mill that many cards. That could be danger. And whenever an effect an opponent controls exiles a card you own, that player loses 1 life. That's interesting. So this actually turns life gain into cards, if I'm understanding this card. It's a recycling dragon. Yeah, well, it's recycling in that it's eating trash. Not a lot of meat in that trash. Anyway, I think we can make this. This is a cool pass. I'm a little concerned about the milling cards off of gaining life, but maybe it's probably fine. Maybe it's exile 3 cards, draw a card. It's gotta be fine, right? How many cards? Like, I guess it will just mostly cantrip a lot of life gain. You'll gain like 5 life. You can draw like 1 card off of it. Kind of fair. That second ability is a bit dangerous. I know. It doesn't look dangerous, but when you combine it with like exile 3 cards from your graveyard to draw a card, I guess the only way to make it certainly fair is to just increase the number of cards you have to exile, like 5 or something like that. There's stronger cards in Modern at 5 mana, really. Anyway, the last ability was you wanted anti-graveyard hate. If an effect an opponent controls exiles a card you own, that player loses a life. Don't be messing with my graveyard. Don't touch my graveyard. That's it. Don't touch my garbage. This is my garbage here, all right? It should be called the Hoarder as well. The Hoarder of Filth. Emperor of Hoarded Filth. It's my trash. It's mine, all mine. Abe with the super chat. Send back in time. You gonna put something on suspend? Send them back. Blue, white, X, instant. The spell can't be countered. Exile target spell or non-land permanent with X +1 time counters. If it doesn't have suspend, it game suspend. This is totally fair. Don't we have cards like this? Exile target spell. So I guess the deal is the more X you have, the longer it stays suspended. This isn't delay. Maybe delay is just 1? I can't remember how long delay lasts. Yeah, this is totally fair. Totally doable. Maybe even Zybers for some people. Who doesn't like to put things back into suspend? Yeah, delay is a very similar card that already exists. Alright, we got Pyrobob. Way of Shadow Monk. Way of Shadow Monk is a blue 1/2 human monk with prowess and skulk. Creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Very interesting design. So you want to attack with it small and then pump it up after it's not blocked. Which honestly might be really broken, because I already know what it's like to face swift spears and stuff like this, but at least it doesn't have haste. End the fight before your opponent knows there is a fight. This is a great card. I think it's well designed. Yeah, and it doesn't have haste, so super fair. And I actually think this is a really good pairing between Skulk and Prowess. Very original. We've had these 2 mechanics in the game for an eternity, and this is the first time they've been paired up like this. Very original design. Very cool. We got a lot. We got super fair. We got a lot. It's Zybers, says Abzo. I'm surprised you think it's Zybers. I would figure you would think it's just doable. It's got the Abzo seal of approval. Robert Martinez, the Artificer. Martinez. Black, 2 generic for a 0/5 human Artificer with its own sort of wheelchair tank of some sort. Artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a spell for its prototype cost, draw a card. That's interesting. So that makes prototype cards better. Whereas right now they're sort of cube fodder, in my opinion. All right, Wooburg tap. Mill 5 cards, then return any number of artifact creature or land cards from among them to your hand. It's got a very Golos feel to it, in my opinion. So now this has gone from a mono black commander into a 5-color commander. Professor X got corrupted. I guess so. We're going crazy. Professor X going senile. I don't want to cure cancer. I want to create a giant robots for a fraction of the price. That is a really random flavor text. Don't know what that's in response or referencing, but sure. Overall, though, very doable. I don't think it's broken. I think it's also interesting that you're trying to take advantage of prototype stuff. Steam Pink in Magic. Oh, you mean steampunk? I don't know anything about steampunk. I'm an uncultured boomer at this point. Fire! Welcome, Fire. Just one more. Agrim. Agrim the Equalizer. As always, thank you for reviewing my custom cards. No problem. I appreciate it. Thanks for contributing to the show. We got a white-red or 3 generic 5/5 human warrior with vigilance. It's got ward 2, which is good. Creatures you control with no base abilities have Vigilance and Ward 2. The hell does that mean? Like basically vanilla creatures? Whenever you attack with one or more creatures with no base abilities. But they have a base ability now, because Aggrum gave it to them. Choose one of those creatures against Double Strike until end of turn. Does this card work? It's like, it's a creature with no base abilities that now has base abilities. Or maybe this is not considered a base ability. This is like something added on. They gain that ability, so it's like a level up. It's Ornithopter's time to get into that command zone. Base abilities. Okay, referring to cards. I'll print it on the card. All right. Super pass. As far as I'm concerned. And we need more cards with ward on it. Like higher ward. 2 mana lord. I think it means printed. Well, I learned that now. All right, next up we got Abe's back for another. This card would be completely busted, right? Posted 17 days ago. This card would be pretty... Sorry, would be completely busted. 17 or 13? Oh no, no, I got it. Sorry, it actually says, what says 18? Okay, Undead Spirit Guide. Black 2 generic 2/2. Exile Undead Spirit Guide from your graveyard. Add black mana to your mana pool. Maybe this is hard to evaluate. So you have to get it. You do have to get it into the graveyard, or it's useless. The thing about like Elvish Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide is that they're already in your hand. You can use them immediately for turn 1, turn 2 shenanigans. But this, you have to get into the graveyard first. So you do have to, like, I don't know, Faithless looting it there. And like a lot of, it's not so easy to discard cards willy-nilly. Because most of the abilities, like on Grief, will make you exile the card. Dredge is good enough. I mean, Dredge will obviously play this card. Rakdos loves this. Oops, all spells. Maybe. I'm assuming it's broken. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's not in your hand. Like, obviously it's going to make graveyard decks, like, stronger. But this is a pretty crappy card. Like, if you have, like, 3 of these in your opening hand, that would be busted if it was Simian Spirit Guide or Elvish Spirit Guide. But having 3 Undead Spirit Guides in your hand is garbage. Total garbo. You don't go down a card, though. What are you implying? You're gonna cast this for 3 mana? And then, like, get use out of it when it goes to the graveyard? Rachel says, oh my god! YouTube actually gave me a live stream as it's happening instead of one after it. You just have to refresh your browser. It's probably the deal. Welcome to the stream. Put into the graveyard again with grounding. Nikachu, it's free. I know it's free. No, it's not free. Well, it is free mana. Okay, we don't know. Maybe it's broken. Maybe it's fair. But we don't know. LED is played. Why not? Oh yeah, LED combined with this. Probably makes Storm better, like in Legacy, but outside of that, I think it's fair. In a format with LED, I think. Gotta hit the bell to guarantee it. I'm gonna give it a pass. I'm not sold that it's a pass, but I'm gonna give it a pass. It seems iffy. Yo, little Ted! The 4 elemental avatar planeswalkers. And for 20 bucks, we'll look at all of them. Hopefully they are not word soup. The 4 elemental avatar planeswalkers. Why is there only 4? Shouldn't there be 5? Okay, Zephyr, Avatar of Air, a 4 mana. 4 mana Zephyr. +1, create a 1/1 blue elemental creature token with flying. With tap, deal 1 damage to any target. That's broken! That's actually not fair at all. You can just keep making 1/1s that can snipe things down. -2, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a card with flying, draw 2 cards instead. That's good. -7, when you get an emblem with creatures you control with flying have double strike and hexproof. That's also fair. But that first ability is broken, I think. So you +1, create a 1/1. Maybe that seems really strong to me. It actually seems so annoying to deal with. Like, just, yeah. Tap to ping isn't even blue. So, we're gonna say no to the first one. Get rid of the deal 1 damage to any target, and then maybe we talk. Okay, Terra, Avatar of Earth. Green, 3 generic for 4 loyalty Terra. +1, create a 2/2 green elemental creature token with trample. -2, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. They gain hexproof until end of turn. And -7, you get an emblem with lands you control are indestructible and have tap 1 mana of any color. Super fair card. Easy pass. Pyra, Avatar of Fire. Red, 2 generic for a 4 loyalty Pyra. +1, deal 2 damage to any target. Holy crap. That's... If that target is a creature, it gets -1/-1 until your next turn. So it's basically it's dealing 3 damage to creatures. Going up! You know, consider like most of the Chandra Planeswalkers, if it deals damage, it goes down. Okay, -2, create a 3/1 elemental creature token with haste and trample, sack it at the beginning of the next end step, that's fine. And -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, Pyra, Avatar of Fire deals damage equal to that spell's converted mana cost to any target. It's also fine. That +1 though is too, it's so oppressive to creatures, like you can never deal with this thing. Just unbelievable. Yeah, the thing is like yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. Swapping it would actually work because the 3/1 is not permanent. Like to have for this thing to go up and kill creatures so easily, just too dangerous. So that's disqualified. Nura, Avatar of Water. We get 2 blue planeswalkers. We are spoiled. Blue, 2 generic for a 4 loyalty Nura. +1 to create a 1/1 blue elemental creature token with Skulk, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Like, what do you think these +1 abilities are for? I mean, this is insane. And it's got Skulk, so it can't even be blocked. I might, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these 1/1 dinks are not that powerful. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe in practice this isn't so bad, but this looks so dangerous. Every single, they need to get removed. Because if whenever they deal damage, they're gonna just keep drawing cards. This is obviously a teamer player. Loves creatures, loves card draw. -2, mill 4. You may return target creature, artifact, or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. That's fine. -8, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, put an XX blue Kraken creature token onto the battlefield with X as that spell's converted mana cost. Also fine. So these -8s, you can do whatever you want. It's so hard to get up there. But this +1 is just they're just silly. Oh yeah, and the -1/-1, yeah, and the other one would bypass indestructible. Don't you know 1 toughness creatures are unplayable in Modern? Maybe that's true. Maybe that's the equalizer here. The abilities are just nuts still. And they would all die. Maybe that's true. The cards, they look good on the surface, but maybe in practice it's maybe not as broken. It's just that this +1 defends itself insanely well, and these 1/1 creatures are insane. They're just insane. At least this one can kill. This Zephyr will kill the Orcish Bowmasters. I guess I'll give this a pass. Yeah, I'll give it a pass. Alright, next super chat. How many do we have to get through here today? Suddenly Boop! I like the name. Well of information. I think it's pretty jank. Does it jank or is it dank? Colorless, 2 generic for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, Well of Information exiles the top card of your library face down. And you can pay so you Phyrexian colorless, 2 generic, draw a card exiled with Well of Information. That's totally fair, totally cool. That passes. A wealth of information trapped within a box, from which there is no escape. It does boop. Vote deeply? Does this vote for deeply? Move on. We got Crimson Wolf. King Bowser Koopa. Okay, I'm interested. King Bowser Koopa. Red, black. I guess that's fine. It's a turtle. He's a turtle, though. Koopa Noble. Oh, so he's not a turtle? He's a Koopa. Trample. 5/5. When you cast King Bowser Koopa, put a shield counter on it. Why? Red. King Bowser Koopa gets +1/+0 until end of turn. I think the fire breathing is very flavorful. We all know that he spits fire. He's effectively a dragon that doesn't fly. Sure. Totally. I'm just trying to figure the I don't understand the shield counter part of it. It's very doable. Very doable. My dog that passed away last week was named Koopa. R.I.P. Koopa. We're gonna remember Koopa. We'll all remember Koopa. Maybe the shell is what gives the shield counter, but he always has the shell. What gave him, what, like, I guess some versions of Bowser you could deal like virtually no damage to him, so you have to like bypass him and get the axe. You just bounce off of him. The only thing that would defeat. Funny, he breathes fire, but he also is damaged by fire. Very bizarre. All right, moving on. We got Gabrielle. Highest calling. Just ignore the haste. All right. Sounds like. Wait, did you make it haste? I don't see it here. White, 1 generic enchantment. When highest calling enters the battlefield, exile target creature you control. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a token that's a copy of the creature exiled by highest calling, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. It gains, well, it does not gain haste anymore. And at the beginning of your end step, exile this creature. Totally fair. Love it. Exile target. And you have to target a creature you control. Super fair. I mean, I think you could buff this thing up and say you could exile somebody else's creature. You just get it repeatedly. I think that would be interesting, too. Lament not my departure. From the edge of eternity, I shall always come back to you. All right, then. He is resurrected in most games by Kamek. Oh, you're talking about Bowser. Oh, I guess that gives him a shield. Does that give him the shield? Well, then he doesn't have a shield. He has regenerate. Okay, we've got another super chat from Crimson Wolf Goku. Goku companion. It is Goku. Okay, it's Naya 2 generic for a star Saiyan. Saiyan? Oh man, I'm showing my how out of touch I am with the anime world here. Super Saiyan. Okay, so it's a Saiyan. There, I figured it out. Companion. Each creature card in your starting deck must not have power greater than 2. Well, that's pathetic. Why, is Goku only strong because everyone else is so weak? Flying. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Goku's power and toughness is each equal to your life total. What? So you're playing like a 40-40. That's just wild. Very broken. You can just one-shot people, and he has flying on top of that. That's why. Why does it have to be equal to your life total? I mean, I don't know the lore to Goku to fix this, but like that is unreasonable. Nah, this ain't it. No good. Yo, can't play in Commander. Well, you can play. Oh, it's because of the companion? No, I think you can have companions in Commander. No. Maybe I'm wrong. Each creature card in your starting deck must not have a power greater than 2. Hey man, I'm just saying. Yeah. To be fair, if Goku's not in danger, it's a flavor fail. Actually, it doesn't even need to be a companion. It can just be your commander, right? Just needs to be your commander. That's good enough. Smelly Squid. Support for shapes cards. The hell does that mean? A much simpler card. Okay, Kitsune Geometer. We have a blue-green Simic 1/2 Fox Advisor. When Kitsune Geometer, is it Geometer? Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a sphere. Oh, interesting. Sphere, locust, tesseract, manifold, or prism, construct, or fractal card. Reveal it, place it in your hand, then shuffle your library. This is sweet. Yeah, sure. Tutor for any of those weird cards. I think that's great. There's no royal road to geometry, says Euclid. And not legendary, so you can't repeatedly break this card every single turn. I vote for parallelogram. I don't know if it's... Well, I mean, it's going to be a little good. Like, you go find Winter Orb, for example. You can find, Static Orb. You can find a lot of, what's it called? Stacks pieces. I don't know if that's a thing that they do in Simic, but it's possible. It can be done. Smelly Squid again. Smelly Squid loves this show. No man posts on the same subreddit twice. Whatever that means. Let's test your knowledge of transform and copy rules. Well, I don't. Okay, so for Boros, it's a 1/1 human advisor with haste. Rules 706.11 and 711.12 don't apply. Whatever that is. Each upkeep each upkeep Heraclitus is a new object. What does that mean? No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. So this is a very deep philosophical card, but at the same time, I don't know what this card does. These rules don't apply. Go look it up, boys and girls. I don't know what it means by a new object. Yeah, what does object even mean? Spheres and locuses are land types. Platonic Liquid finds this one funny, but I don't get it. This joke is too deep for me. Does it do nothing? I guess not. I mean, I guess so. It means that things attached to it no longer attach to it. Silver border card. Ignore this card. Cool flavor, but too meta. Anyway, I don't even know if this is a real card. I don't even know if it's doable. That's the problem with this card. I don't even know if it's doable. Spectral Maniac is back. Second card is Deathly Tyrant. Actually combos with Gremory as a finisher in various Shadowverse decks. Do you guys play with your custom cards in your group? Second card is Deathly Tyrant. Some of you guys love your custom cards so much. Okay, we got Rakdos for generic for 3/3 Dragon Skeleton Horror. Great art. Haste. Unholy Feast. As Deathly Tyrant enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of cards from your graveyard. Deathly Tyrant enters the battlefield with X. +1/+1 counters on it, where X is half the number of cards exiled this way rounded down. That's totally fair. By the time you notice the rotten smell, it is too late. You have already been devoured. Disgusting. As far as I'm concerned. Very doable. Would you say so, Abzo? Yeah, play with Cockatrice. In Cockatrice, anything is possible. You can make anything possible. Raishul says, I'm making 1,000 custom cards for a draft in my group, and then combining with a bunch of cards we all like and use. I guess, yeah, you guys can make like a cube. Everyone can make cubes out of their own custom cards. Forget the you customize your cube with your own custom cards. Moving on to, who's next? Redco? Do you have Redco here? Shiba. Loyal Retainer. White 2 generic for a 2/2 Doge! Dog Samurai. Pass for Doge. And whenever a creature dies, if it was modified, put or attach those modifications on Shiba Loyal Retainer. I love it. You must carry on, do what I could not. Oh, that's great. It's cute. So it got a little hat. It's got a little cape on it. The Dog Samurai. And it got a little, got a sword. I don't even know if the dog can make any use of this, but it's a damn cute image, that's for sure. Dog and Samurais, I want this. Finally. Abzo says it's Zybers. Radza says it's been half an hour since my first super chat. It still hasn't come up. I guess we've got to get through. No, yeah, we where are you? Oh yeah, you're down there. Oh man, this is gonna be a long show today. We're going into overtime, folks. We're going into overtime. That's all I can tell you. Okay, this is a hard pass. Love it. Next up we got subject. I play Pokemon. So I'll give you the Pokemon sound effect. Not Magic, but wanted to try to make a custom card. That's the post title. All right. I play Pokemon. It's probably the only thing that's gonna come up. Or maybe not. Okay, I play Pokemon, not Magic. Maybe I gotta be more specific. But wanted to try making a custom card. First time I've caught one of these live. Great. Shoot! I can't find it. Oh no, I do. I can find it. Okay. What is this? Hungering Gaze. It's a colorless instant. Okay, yeah, that's possible. Each opponent... It's got the wrong background, though. Each opponent chooses one land they control. Tap those lands. For each land tapped in this way, gain 1 mana of any color that land could produce. If that land could not produce mana or was already tapped, exile it instead. Lands tapped in this way do not untap during their controller's next untap step. It is a hardcore fair card. Frankly, I don't even think it does anything. It barely does it. Oh no, is it like a sort of a Stone Rain? And if they're tapped out, they actually get... Yeah, I was just thinking about suddenly, this is actually Strip Mine. So if your opponent's tapped out, they screwed. Okay, I actually take it back. This card's broken. This could be stone cold broken. Tron would love this, just slowing down their opponent's cards to speed up their cards. It almost looked fair, except when you think about how games play out. Anytime your opponent taps out, Hungering Gaze just destroys them. Now, on the other hand, if you know this is in the metagame, you'll just play around it by keeping lands untapped. And you know what it should also maybe say? It should say each player. Each player chooses one land they control, because this only affects opponents. Yeah, exiling opponents' lands, that danger. Very danger. I was referring to a post who scrolled past, but okay. Abzo likes it. I think this is so cheap. They looked on enviously from their waists at what they could have had. They decided to take it by force. It's a hard card to evaluate. It's gotta be broken though, right? It's gotta be broken. And at the very least, if it's totally fair if you get rid of this exiling part, but outside of that, it's like probably fair. I don't know. Early in the game, it's strong. Late in the game, it's probably crap. It's probably very crap. I will give it that. Yeah, Ratza, it's very interesting design space. Hardcore, very interesting. Unusual stuff. I mean, they choose... Well, even if they choose the land, they choose the land that gets sacked. It's basically... there's another card that's like... Smallpox, right? It's so similar to Smallpox, except it only affects the opponents. Only. And even if they don't lose the land, like, it is slowing them down significantly. So I thought, like, the worst case scenario is you tap down their land and they, like, lose a turn. But actually, the worst case scenario is they just lose the land and they're buried back a turn permanently. I'm gonna give it not a pass. A very unique card, though. Just not balanced. I don't know how to balance it, though. But a very, very unique effect. Very creative card. Samurott. Hello again, Nikachu. Welcome. All right, because of you, Samurott, we'll donate this super chat to one of the freebie section. Martyred Satyr. Green, 2/2 Satyr Shaman. If a spell you control would be countered, sacrifice Martyred Shaman instead. That is weird. So basically, you're protecting your spells. And any spell. Okay, cool card. Unique design. The counterspell to counterspell is on the board. Right, hold on. Hold on, was your card actually Hello Again, Nikachu? Maybe the title was called Hello Again, Nikachu. No. Okay, that doesn't exist. I got paranoid for a second. So I can't tell if you're just saying hi or that was actually the card. Porcelain Painters. By Redco. Jacob, is that a hat? It might have been. Was that a hat? Yeah, that is a hat. Hat fam reunited. Okay, white, red, blue, 1 generic for a 2/2 human rabbit citizen. Where's the rabbit? Is it the anime rabbit girls here in the background? When porcelain painters enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creatures you control are that color in addition to their other colors. Each other creature you control gets +1/+1 for each of its colors. What is going on here? Okay. Enter the battlefield. You choose a color. So it's like a painter servant. Creatures you control are that color. Okay, so it's like painter servant, but for only your creatures. Each other creature you control gets +1/+1 for each color in its colors. Ah, okay, that's actually pretty cool. That can get pretty big. That's a cool card. I like that. Rainbow Typal. That's right. That's correct. Zoo finisher. Maybe. There's a lot of zoo creatures that are like just mono green or red. So you'd have to play a zoo deck. You know what would be really good? Maybe in some sort of what is that? Dragon. There's a Wooburg dragon out there that entices you to play with like a lot of multicolor cards in the deck. But maybe that would work out. All right, I hope you were very patient, Ratza. We finally found you. More mono black tribal synergy 1 month ago. The synergy, people. For mono black. Black, 2 generic enchantment. The Endless Swarm. Whenever unending swarm enters the battlefield, the names aren't even consistent. So at first it's endless swarm up here, and it's unending swarm down here. Unless you're referencing like a completely different card for some reason. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose life equal to the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add black. For each creature you control of the chosen type, spend this mana only to cast spells of the chosen type. I think this is fine. Yeah, copy paste strikes again, but it failed. I will ignore that part where the names change all of a sudden. So we lose life equal to the number of creatures we control, but we also gain a bunch of mana on our pre-combat main phase. I actually think it's a cool card. Give it to the vampires. Give it to the zombies. Actually, zombies might abuse this pretty well. It's 4 mana. You know, I think it's in the jank pile. Feels very, very fair. Anyone have this on 2 screens? Well, I have this on 3 screens. I got a 3-screen operation over here. So Super Pass for Ratz's card. And Ratza follows this up with another Super Chat. I've been meaning to rework this one, but interested in your thoughts. Unlikely team up. Combined with my love for Bolas. You're speaking Lord Magicus's language. Also a Bolas fan. Nicol Bolas and Ugin. Oh my god. You did not. Do I have a good super chat for this? Flying, when Nicol Bolas and Ugin enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a permanent that's 1 or more colors. Then for Grixis for generic, you can tap, sack Nicol Bolas and Ugin. Target opponent loses 7 life and discards 7 cards. You gain 7 life and draw 7 cards. This actually might be fair. This actually might be fair, especially since it's a tap ability. Like, even in a control deck, you play this, you actually have to wait the next turn. To activate it because it doesn't have haste. This would never, yeah, it would never happen in the lore. This is some magical. Hey, ask Teferi. Maybe there is some timeline where Nicol Bolas and Ugin were buddies. They didn't have any beef with each other. If you have 6 cards, you discard none. Target opponent loses 7 life, discard 7 cards, you gain life. Yeah, you don't discard anything. Keep it all. Discard to hand size, of course, though. I think it'd be better if the ETB was also an attack trigger. Do you want to make it better? Do you want, like, you know, when you're designing this card, like, you're already drawing 7 cards here, right, Co? How greedy do you want to be? How far do you want to push this damn thing? Anyway, as it is, I give it a pass. This is a pass. This is in past territory. Let's not be pushing it any further. Platonic Liquid, welcome. The Bella Icon Nikachu, the YouTube thing. The bell icon Nika. Heist the bell. Is this a card, or are you donating to the bell icon? Oh, you want me to remind people to remind people about the bell notification. That's right. No, the bell notification is the easiest way to know when the stream starts. Although I heard it still doesn't even sometimes work, but if you're a true fan of the show, it will always work. The thing will ping all the time. Let's okay, so you gave a donation. Let's go back to the freebie section. Megalothalassophobia, whatever the hell that means. Blue 2 generic enchantment. Kraken, serpents, leviathans, and octopuses you control cannot be blocked. Whenever a Kraken, serpent, leviathan, or octopus you control attacks, if defending player controls an island, you may put a stun counter on target creature. That is very fair. I have it on, but I'm here before the stream starts and before you even get that bell notification. Samrat! I was half an hour behind and didn't realize it. Is that, that wasn't a super... Okay. You learned from your mistake. Okay, another freebie here. Prukia the Firepaw. It's a white 2 generic 1/4 dinosaur cat. Just looks like a prehistoric cat, if you ask me. Double strike. When Prukia the Firepaw attacks, you may pay Rakdos. If you do, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and menace until end of turn. Super fair. It's actually so fair, it's lame. I don't even know how you even break that card. Okay, we got the Whale of Darkness from Wildfire Mage. The Whale of Darkness. Oh, sorry. I looked up Whale of Darkness. No, I meant to look up Wildfire Mage. Wildfire Mage. Uh-oh. You can't find this card. Nothing shows up. Nothing? Nothing at all, you say? Okay, how about Wildfire? Gate to Wildfire. Oh no. Wildfire Channeler, Wildfire Boar, Wildfires. Will Darkness, how do we find your card? Wildfire Mate. Okay. You fixed it. That was a close one. Some people get their super chat skipped for that. In my super chat, I wrote Wildfire Mage instead. There we go. It's been fixed. You know what's stupid, though? Is Reddit is stupid. It's too stupid to understand this. How does Google understand all our misspellings, but Reddit doesn't understand crap? Same thing with Scryfall. One small typo, and it's like, what are you even talking about? I think I gotta go bigger for this one. Okay, we got Nishka, Flame of Chaos, or red-blue 1 generic for a 3/3 human elemental. With Flying Haste and Trample, at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose a random player. And we attack that player if we can. That is, so that takes the choice out of it. Hey, I didn't mean to attack you. The Nishka said so. It was a roll of a dice and everything. When Nishka dies, you may cast the transform side. If you don't, exile Nishka and she deals 1d6 damage to you, so you have to roll more dice. Chaos Unbound deals 1d6. Shouldn't it say, like, roll a d6 and deals that much damage? So deals 1d6 damage to 3 targets chosen at random. If Chaos Unbound dealt damage to you or a permanent you control, return it to your hand instead of putting it to your graveyard. Neat card. Actually very doable. Probably needs to be reworded to say roll a d6 instead of deals 1d6. Fun fact, the font for Magic cards is officially called Bellerin. Yep, I did know that. A Scryfall accept my typo function would be kind of neat. Yes, please accept my typos. Take my typos. Brawly Shadow also says Google can be complete gibberish and know what you mean. Probably because it heard you thinking about it, but still, it knows. It always knows. All right, King Ginger, what do you got for us? Hit the like and subscribe button. Turn the notifications on. All right, we got people super chatting to let people know how to find the show regularly. Yeah, also, yeah, smash that like button. Okay, Zuron will donate the super chat to the freebie section. Zuron Pillow Fort. Literally a pillow fort. Do they have pillows? I guess pillows is not a really high-tech technology if you really think about it. Oops. No, no. We have a few more things to get through. Okay, black, blue, white for a legendary enchantment with Shroud. As long as you control 3 or more other enchantments with different names, players can't win or lose the game. As long as you control 3 or more other enchantments with different names. I have a feeling you could, like, lock people out with this card, because it has Shroud by itself. At least it's not Stasis. It's actually talking about it. I have a feeling this is a very unfun card. This is not going to be interesting. Crimson Wolf. It says it's Zybers. We found the Enchantress person in the room. Yeah, nobody can win. It's doable, but this is a very unfun design. Players can't win or lose the game. This is a very stupid card. I'm disqualifying this. This is a very bad card. All right, next super chat. We've got Crimson Wolf, the Ring Samara. Oh, that ring. Black, 5 generic. Chapter 1, target player loses 7 life. Chapter 2, target player discards 7 cards and sacrifices 7 creatures. Chapter 3, target player sacrifice. Why are we even going? Stop! They're already dead. Target player sacrifices 7 permanents. If that player controls no permanents on the battlefield, that player loses the game. Well, thank you for putting me out of my misery. Finally, I am dead. 7 mana though? Yeah, I guess this is fair. This is definitely a pass. Do you get a phone call too? I guess not. Rings are so OP in Magic. And in the movies. Yeah, this is a pass. For 7 mana, you better do something insane. Green Cheese, welcome. Ulris, Confused Mage. We got for Grixis 1 generic, a 3/3 human sorcerer. Do I know this person from somewhere? Ulris Confused Mage. Sounds like it's from a movie I don't know. Human sorcerer, blue creatures you control have haste. That is bizarre. I mean, that's something new. We've never heard that one before. Whenever you cast a black spell, scry 1. Yeah, that's totally fine. And when you may cast red creature spells from your graveyard once each turn, they gain decay. This is completely fair. I don't understand the blue haste thing. This guy never really knows what he's doing, but everything works out for his best in the end. I like that kind of luck too, an angry fisherman. That is the art for Sirocco. Misdirect the effect on the owner of the ring. I thought you were talking about the last card. Ball Lightning Tribal. Maybe. For Ball Lightnings. Like, yeah, they die anyway. I don't know how to abuse this last card, so I think it's completely fair. Looks good. It's a super pass. All right, and with that is the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel, the patrons on Patreon, the members on YouTube to get those sweet-looking badges, and also the people who super chat to be part of the show. And we also got to thank everyone for being here in the morning. People like Manos, Maxful K. We've got Mark, Zilla, Abzo, Osuf, Borgia, Half is Toad, Steve Cooper, Red Co, Lee Fisher, Das Demons, Toads. What would the show be without Toads? Whale of Darkness, Lee Fisher, Crimson Wolf, Samaret, Suddenly Boop. Because without all of you, I'd have no show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.